All right, let's dive right into this. Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to the Utkarsh Rhodium credit card. Now, this is positioned as a premium lifestyle product from Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. It's essentially designed for their existing customers who just want straightforward, no-nonsense value in their wallets. If you are totally tired of complex reward point systems and just want clear, direct benefits, this might be exactly what you've been looking for. But is it actually worth a spot in your wallet? Let's find out. To give you a quick roadmap for this explainer, we're going to hit 6 key areas. First, an overview and the welcome offers. Second, fees versus spend waivers. Third, earning that flat rate cashback. Fourth, lounge access and extra perks. Fifth, there's strict eligibility requirements. And finally, we'll wrap up with the pros and cons verdict. All right, section 1, overview and welcome offers. So who is this card actually built for? It's kind of interesting. They're not targeting the extreme luxury traveler or the points optimizer who spends hours transferring airline miles. Nope. This card is aimed squarely at everyday shoppers, regular domestic travelers, and people who buy a lot of fuel. The whole philosophy here is straightforward, clear cashback value. You swipe the card and a percentage comes right back to you. No headaches, no confusing point conversions, no expiring rewards. Just simple. And here is the immediate hook. The joining fee, 0. First-year annual fee, also 0. That means it literally costs you absolutely nothing to activate and test drive this premium card for the first 12 months. It's basically a risk-free trial period to see if the perks actually match up with your real-world spending habits. But you've got to pay attention to a little catch here, and this is actually driven by current RBI guidelines. Once you get that pre-approved link in your email and the card is issued, you absolutely must activate it through the Utkarsh portal within 30 days. If it just sits in a drawer gathering dust, the bank is legally required to automatically close the account. So bottom line, once you get it, set your PIN and buy a coffee right away so you don't lose out on that zero-cost first year. Moving right along to section 2, fees versus spend waivers. Okay, time for a reality check. While year 1 is completely free, year 2 brings a rather hefty renewal fee of 4,999 rupees. And remember, with any financial product in India, you've got to tack on that 18% GST. So your actual out-of-pocket cost is climbing closer to 5,900 rupees. That's a pretty huge jump from free, right? It definitely places this card squarely in the premium pricing tier. But wait, there is an escape hatch. To completely wipe out that near 6,000 rupee fee, you have to hit an annual spend waiver target of 5 lakh rupees in the previous year. To put that into perspective, you're looking at spending roughly 41,600 rupees every single month. If you're running all your family groceries, utility bills, and travel through this one card, hitting that might be an absolute breeze. But if you're just using it as a backup, yeah, clearing that 5 lakh hurdle's gonna be tough. Beyond the annual fee, we really need to look at the fine print for some hidden costs. First up, the foreign currency markup is a steep 3%. That means for every 100 rupees you spend on an international website or while traveling abroad, you are actually paying 103 rupees, plus the GST on that fee. Basically, it makes international spending on this card super expensive. On top of that, taking cash out of an ATM will hit you with a painful 5% fee, with a 500 rupee minimum, and missing a payment deadline slaps you with a 500 rupee penalty right out of the gate. And speaking of missing payments, let's talk about interest. The annual percentage rate, or APR, is just the yearly interest they charge if you don't pay your statement in full every month. For the Rhodium card, it sits at 24% a year, which works out to exactly 2% every month. Now, to be fair, 24% is actually a bit lower than some ultra-premium cards out there that charge upwards of 40%. But make no mistake, it is still incredibly expensive. If you carry a balance month to month, those interest charges are going to eat up any cash back you've earned almost instantly. All right, on to section 3, earning flat rate cashback. This right here is the magic number for the card, 1.25%. You earn a flat 1.25% cashback on all eligible transactions. There are no confusing categories you have to memorize, no rotating monthly bonuses to activate in an app somewhere. It's just a solid, totally predictable earning rate every single time you tap or swipe. And honestly, the best part is the sheer simplicity of it. If you came to this explainer looking for a complicated rewards redemption guide, well, you aren't going to find one. Unlike reward points where you have to obsessively calculate conversion values or pay annoying redemption fees, there are 0 points conversions with this card. The cashback simply lowers your next statement balance. It's direct, it's transparent, and it's 100% hassle-free. Next up, Section 4,
lounge access, and extra perks. So, if you travel within India, you are going to love this benefit. You get complimentary domestic airport lounge access, and it's capped at 4 visits per calendar quarter. Think about that. That is essentially 16 free meals and comfortable seating experiences a year. That's incredibly generous for a card that doesn't cost you a dime in the first year. Just keep in mind, this is strictly for domestic lounges. There are absolutely zero international lounge perks included here, so don't try swiping it in Dubai or London. Alongside those lounge visits, you get a really solid suite of secondary perks. You've got a 1% fuel surcharge waiver, but listen closely to the rules here. Your fuel transaction has to be between 400 and 5,000 rupees to actually trigger that waiver. Outside that window, you pay the surcharge. You also get up to a 50-day interest-free credit period, completely free SMS and email alerts, and a really cool option to secure the card against a fixed deposit. If you do that, they give you a credit limit equal to 100% of your deposit amount.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 5, strict eligibility requirements.
Here is the biggest catch with this card. It operates completely behind a walled garden. It is highly exclusive and only available to existing Utkarsh Small Finance Bank customers. You have to be an Indian resident who already holds an active current account, savings account, fixed deposit, or loan with them. If you bank somewhere else, you literally cannot just walk in off the street and apply for it. You have to wait for a pre-qualified invite to hit your inbox. Now, if you are already inside that ecosystem, there are 2 distinct paths to get approved. The standard unsecured credit card requires you to be between 21 and 65 years old with an approved stable income profile. But let's say you don't have a solid credit history yet, or you don't quite meet their income criteria. You can take that FD-backed route we just mentioned. This option is available to users as young as 18. You just need to open a fixed deposit of at least 25,000 rupees with the bank, and boom, you're in. But hey, if you do take that FD-backed route, we need to talk about the concept of a lien. In everyday terms, a lien is essentially a legal lock the bank slaps onto your fixed deposit. You still earn all your normal interest on your money, but you cannot withdraw the principal. And here's why it matters. If you fail to pay your credit card bill, the bank has the legal right to break your FD and take their money back. It is a fantastic tool to build up your credit score, for sure, but it comes with the heavy responsibility of knowing your cash is entirely tied up. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, the final verdict on pros and cons. Let's lay out the ultimate trade-off of the Utkarsh Rhodium card. Looking at the pros column, we've got a super transparent 1.25% flat cashback rate, a genuinely generous 4 domestic lounge visits every single quarter, and an accessible FD-backed option for credit building, all completely free for the first year. But then look over at the cons. You are staring down the barrel of a steep 4,999 rupee renewal fee in year 2, an expensive 3% foreign exchange markup, and pretty punishing penalty fees for cash advances or late payments, plus the whole invite-only for existing customers thing. So we're going to wrap up this explainer with one crucial question for you to chew on. Does your annual spending actually clear that 5 lakh rupee hurdle? Because if you routinely spend around 42,000 rupees a month on your cards, the Rhodium becomes this fantastic, basically free cashback engine with killer domestic travel perks. But if you fall short of that waiver, that nearly 6,000 rupee renewal cost is going to eat up all your hard-earned cashback in an instant. So do the math, look closely at your monthly expenses, and decide if this premium card truly deserves a spot in your wallet. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and we'll catch you in the next one.